In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of the importance of reflecting on our relationships with the people around us. Have you ever taken a moment to think about your relationships? Taking a moment to contemplate the complexity of our connections can be a valuable exercise for personal growth and strengthening our bonds. Have you taken the time to evaluate how you treat women? This is essential. This reflection from a Stoic perspective invites us to examine our actions and motivations, questioning whether the treatment we give to our women aligns with the principles of respect, equity, and justice that this philosophy defends. It is important to take time to reflect on our relationships, both with partners and with other people. What are our interactions like? What patterns can we identify? Are there areas where we can improve? From a Stoic perspective, introspection is essential to understanding our own behavioral patterns and how they impact our relationships. By analyzing our interactions, we can identify areas where we can improve our communication, strengthen empathy, and cultivate healthier, longer-lasting relationships. Evaluating our treatment of women is a crucial exercise. Is our behavior respectful, considerate, and equitable? Are we guided by Stoic principles of justice, compassion, and respect for individual autonomy? And when we refer to your life partner, we can say that love is one of the most intense and complex emotions we can experience. It fills us with joy, passion, and fulfillment, but it can also be a source of pain and disappointment. And the way you treat your partner can define the balance of your relationship. Relationships can be challenging, especially in today's world, full of expectations and demands. Today we will delve deeper into the Stoic perspective on relationships. Specifically, we will examine how to treat a woman with the respect and dignity she rightfully deserves. Within the framework of Stoic philosophy, human relationships are based on fundamental principles such as mutual respect, justice, compassion, and reason. In this context, the treatment of women takes on special relevance since it involves recognizing their intrinsic value as human beings and promoting harmonious and enriching interaction. This guide is not just a collection of instructions or tips, but an invitation to a transformative journey. A journey that will lead you to reconsider your approach to love and connection, with the potential to reshape your relationships and open you to a world of possibilities. By adopting a Stoic perspective in your relationships, you can avoid many of the misunderstandings, conflicts, and headaches that often arise in human interactions. You will learn to manage your emotions effectively, communicate clearly and honestly, and solve problems constructively. Are you ready to start this journey? Let us then delve into the Stoic teachings of how not to treat a woman. Don't disrespect her. It probably won't surprise you much that the first thing I mention is respect. In a Stoic relationship, ignoring a woman's needs, dismissing her thoughts, or neglecting her calls are not simple mistakes or oversights that can be overlooked. By not paying attention to a woman's needs, thoughts, and feelings, we are creating an emotional distance that can be difficult to overcome. This disconnection can lead to bitterness, resentment, and unhappiness in the relationship. These behaviors represent a serious erosion of the bond you share and can have profound consequences for the relationship. In the context of Stoic relationships, respect is not only a desirable virtue, but the cornerstone upon which meaningful and lasting bonds are built. Without respect, trust, open communication, and mutual understanding become impossible. The way we treat women acts as a mirror that reflects our own value and character. It is an indicator of our emotional maturity, integrity, and ability to love and respect others. All women, without exception, deserve to be treated with respect, dignity, and consideration. This respect is not based on external conditions or merits, but on the recognition of their intrinsic value as human beings. The respect we give to women is not a unilateral act, but has a direct impact on what we receive in return. When we treat them with respect, we create an environment of trust, reciprocity, and mutual appreciation. To receive the respect you deserve, it is essential that you start by offering it herself. Treat the women in your life with the same kindness, understanding, and consideration that you hope to receive from them. No to gaslighting. Gaslighting as a pattern of toxic behavior has no place in a Stoic relationship. It is a form of emotional abuse that has a devastating impact on victims, especially women. This subtle psychological manipulation seeks to distort the victim's perception of reality, making them doubt their own memory, judgment, and sanity. The consequences of gaslighting on women are profound and long-lasting, significantly affecting their emotional, mental, and social well-being. Stoicism values truth and authenticity in relationships. Gaslighting, on the other hand, is based on lies, deception, and distortions of reality, creating an environment of mistrust and confusion. This manipulative practice, which seeks to undermine the reality and perception of the other person, contradicts the fundamental principles of Stoicism, which promote honesty, integrity, and mutual respect. In the context of Stoic relationships, discrediting women's feelings or experiences is not only a hurtful and disrespectful act, but it also has profound consequences that go beyond the immediate moment. These consequences can negatively affect her, making a woman feel less valued, less loved. It makes her doubt herself and her feelings. It makes her not want to share her feelings in interpersonal relationships and in marriage. By being constantly questioned and invalidated, the female victim of gaslighting may experience a decrease in her self-esteem and self-confidence. This contradicts the Stoic goal of cultivating virtue and personal well-being. In severe cases, gaslighting can trigger symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, such as flashbacks, nightmares, and fears. Women subjected to gaslighting tend to isolate themselves socially to avoid situations in which they may be vulnerable. They may have difficulty trusting other people, even your loved ones. In addition, gaslighting can generate conflicts and tensions in interpersonal relationships, including partners, family, and friends, and negatively affect work or academic performance. Always strive for open communication and genuine validation. Remember this phrase, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." This also applies to relationships. Don't avoid spending time with her. The Stoics recognize the importance of shared moments. Avoiding quality time with your partner goes against the Stoic spirit. Women, like anyone else, need and appreciate visible displays of affection to feel valued and loved. These expressions of affection are not only nice, but they also play a vital role in strengthening relationships and creating a deep emotional bond. Make time for each other, strengthening the Stoic bond through shared experiences. By focusing on shared experiences, Stoic couples reinforce their emotional connection, cultivate values, and strengthen their commitment to each other. In the midst of the daily hustle and bustle, with multiple commitments and responsibilities, it is easy to neglect the time you dedicate to your partner. However, remembering the importance of this time and seeking moments of connection, even when life gets in the way, is essential to maintaining a healthy, long-lasting relationship. In Stoicism, great value is placed on social bonds and meaningful relationships. The Stoics recognize that humans are social creatures who thrive on connection and interaction with others. In the context of a relationship, spending quality time together is essential to cultivating intimacy, trust, and mutual love. Avoiding these shared moments goes against the Stoic spirit, as it limits opportunities to strengthen the bond and deepen the emotional connection. Stoics not only value the quantity of time spent together, but also the quality of that time. It's about being present for each other, paying full attention, and creating a space where you can both feel comfortable expressing, listening to, and supporting each other. When you spend more time with your partner, you strengthen the emotional bond, create shared memories, and strengthen mutual trust. These moments together are essential to keep the flame of love and passion alive. Spending time with your partner, even when you are busy, shows that you value them and that they are a priority in your life. It is a way to express your love and commitment, which will make her feel loved and appreciated. By spending time together, you create a space to talk, listen to each other, and share your thoughts and feelings. This encourages open and honest communication, which is essential for resolving conflict and maintaining a healthy relationship. Facing life's challenges together and supporting each other through difficult times strengthens your bond as a team. Don't avoid time with her. Sharing quality time will allow you to recharge, renew your perspective, and remember why you are together. Don't mistreat her. In the context of Stoic philosophy, mistreatment of women, especially in the presence of others, represents a profound contradiction with the fundamental principles of this doctrine. Stoicism promotes virtue, mutual respect, and the pursuit of a rational life as pillars to achieve happiness and tranquility. Why does mistreatment of women go against Stoicism? Because it violates the principle of mutual respect. Stoicism defends respect for all human beings without distinction of gender. Abusing a woman, whether physically, verbally, or emotionally, is a clear lack of respect that goes against this fundamental principle. Virtue in Stoicism is associated with qualities such as justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom. Mistreatment of women is an act of cowardice, injustice, and lack of emotional control, which completely distances it from the Stoic definition of virtue. Stoicism pursues genuine happiness through a rational and virtuous life. The mistreatment of women is a total inconsistency with the pursuit of happiness. It generates pain, suffering, and discord, which goes against the primary objective of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism recognizes the importance of healthy and harmonious relationships for the well-being of the community. Abusing a woman disturbs social peace and creates an atmosphere of hostility that is detrimental to the common good. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the importance of kindness and civility in all interactions, including those we have with our partners. By applying these principles in our daily dealings, we cultivate healthier, longer-lasting, and more meaningful relationships while strengthening the broader Stoic community. Don't make fun of her or speak ill of her in public. Although this may seem like an innocent gesture, you could hurt her more than you think. In the context of healthy relationships based on mutual respect, such as those promoted by Stoic philosophy, avoiding bad-mouthing your partner to others or making fun of them in public is essential to maintaining a positive and lasting connection. Although these actions may seem harmless or even humorous, they can actually have a significant negative impact on the relationship and your partner's emotional well-being. Words and taunts, even if they are not intended to cause harm, can be deeply painful and humiliating for the person on the receiving end. This can affect your partner's self-esteem, confidence, and emotional security. By turning your wife into an object of ridicule or criticism, you dehumanize her and deprive her of her dignity. You are sending a message that this type of behavior is acceptable. This can create an environment where both partners feel vulnerable to criticism and mistreatment, negatively affecting the dynamics of the relationship by eroding the trust and respect you have built together. This can create emotional distancing and make it difficult to communicate openly and honestly. Put yourself in your partner's shoes and try to understand how you would feel if they treated you the same way you treat them. Empathy will help you act with greater sensitivity and respect. Imagine if the roles were reversed and she put you in a situation where she made fun of you in public or in front of your friends and family. You would feel offended too. We repeat what we said before. Treat her the same way you want to be treated. Do not do to her what you would not like to be done to you. Don't be indiscreet. Sharing intimate details of the relationship with others, without the partner's consent, goes against the fundamental principles of Stoicism and can have negative consequences for the relationship. Stoic philosophy places emphasis on the value of privacy and discretion. This philosophy emphasizes the importance of keeping certain aspects of one's life private, protecting them from the prying eyes of others. For the Stoics, virtue plays a fundamental role in decision-making and ethical behavior. This virtue involves careful consideration of what should and should not be shared, especially in the context of intimate relationships. The Stoics considered that sharing intimate details of a relationship with people outside of it is an action contrary to wisdom and can also have negative consequences, not only for the relationship itself, but also for the personal development of the individual who practices it. In the context of romantic relationships, discretion plays a fundamental role in protecting intimacy, cultivating trust, and strengthening the bond between the couple. Keeping relationship details private can be the key to love blossoming. Loving relationships are based on trust and intimacy, spaces where couples share their deepest thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Sharing details of your relationship with outsiders can expose you to scrutiny and judgment from those who don't understand or support you. This can generate stress, insecurity, and conflicts in the couple. The ability to maintain discretion about intimate matters demonstrates emotional maturity and respect for your partner. It is a sign that mutual trust and privacy are valued. People's intentions and energies are not always good or positive. The negative thoughts of others, which point to your relationship, affect its dynamics. Some people may be happy for you and your relationship, but others may be envious. Try to discern who is on your side and who is not. Don't take advantage of her kindness. Taking advantage of a woman's kindness and generosity is not only an ethically questionable act, but it can also have negative consequences for both the relationship and the individual who commits this offense. Stoics condemn exploiting others for personal gain. This philosophy promotes respect for all human beings, regardless of their gender, social status, or any other characteristic. In this context, the exploitation of a woman's kindness or generosity is not only unacceptable, but represents a serious violation of Stoic principles. Stoicism encourages mutual respect and reciprocal goodwill. Foster a relationship based on trust rather than manipulation, so be genuine and don't seek to use it for your own benefit. Kindness, that quality that adorns many women, becomes a double-edged sword when used by those who lack ethics and principles. Men skilled in the art of emotional manipulation take advantage of women's empathy and natural disposition to help, to weave webs of deception and obtain what they want. Kindness, far from being a weakness, is a valuable quality that enriches human relationships. However, when this goodness is used opportunistically by people seeking personal gain, it becomes fertile ground for manipulation and abuse. Women throughout history have been stereotyped as kind, docile, and accommodating beings. This image has been used to justify abusive behavior, where they are seen as incapable of standing up for themselves or setting clear boundaries. It is important to remember that kindness is not synonymous with naivety or weakness. Women are intelligent, capable, and strong people who deserve to be treated with respect and consideration. Taking advantage of their kindness is not only unethical, but it is also a form of psychological violence that can have serious emotional consequences. By acting in accordance with the Stoic principles of justice, fairness, and compassion, we can build a world where feminine goodness is celebrated and not used as an instrument for manipulation or personal gain. Don't take advantage of their love and kindness, because one day, by the law of karma, you could be the one they take advantage of. Don't break her heart. The Stoics approached relationships with sincerity and honesty. Playing with emotions, not being clear about your feelings, or staying in a relationship out of convenience contradicts the Stoic commitment to truth. A Stoic would advocate for open communication and transparency to avoid unnecessary distress. In the complex universe of human relationships, love is presented as a powerful force capable of uniting souls and generating deep experiences. However, along with this intense feeling comes the responsibility to handle it with delicacy and respect, especially when it comes to the female heart. Breaking a woman's heart goes beyond a simple romantic breakup. It involves damaging her emotions, her self-esteem, and her self-confidence. It can lead to feelings of sadness, hurt, anger, confusion, and even depression. In some cases, the consequences of a painful breakup can be long-lasting and affect a woman's ability to form new relationships in the future. While there is no magic formula to avoid causing pain to another person, there are actions we can take to minimize the negative impact of our decisions. Avoiding breaking a woman's heart is not about cowardice or inauthenticity, but rather an act of empathy and emotional maturity. It is understanding that other people's emotions are valid and deserve to be treated with care, avoiding causing unnecessary pain. Communication is the fundamental pillar of any healthy relationship. Express your feelings, thoughts, and needs clearly and sincerely, always with respect and empathy. Listen carefully to your partner and seek to understand their perspective. Breaking a woman's heart is an act that can leave deep and lasting marks. Cultivate relationships where love, respect, and empathy are the compass that guides your interactions. Choose to love with responsibility, care, and emotional maturity, creating a bond where both can flourish and achieve complete happiness. If you decide to end the relationship, do so honestly, directly, and respectfully. Avoid hurting her with unnecessary words or actions. Give her time to process the breakup and offer emotional support if she needs it. Don't give her false hope. Be open and honest from the beginning, and don't force her into a relationship with you by appearing to be someone you're not. In the complex world of human relationships, honesty and transparency are fundamental pillars for building healthy and lasting bonds. Especially in the context of a relationship with a woman, chivalry and emotional responsibility play a crucial role in avoiding raising false hopes that can cause her pain and suffering. Don't make promises you can't keep. Be realistic and honest about your possibilities and avoid generating false expectations that could cause pain and disappointment. Don't excite her with promises of a future together if you're not sure you can keep them. Broken promises only cause pain and disappointment. When a woman gets excited about a relationship that ultimately does not materialize, her self-esteem and self-confidence can be negatively affected. You may feel used, cheated on, and insecure about your ability to find love. False hopes can lead a woman to invest time, emotions, and energy in a relationship that has no future. By discovering the truth, the emotional pain you experience can be deep and long-lasting. Be honest from the beginning. If you are not sure what you want, or you do not believe that the relationship has a future, be honest with her. Do not excite her with something that you cannot offer her. Avoid ambiguities. If you are not interested in a serious relationship, make it clear from the beginning, in a direct and respectful manner. Dating a woman involves a certain degree of emotional commitment. If you are just looking to hang out or have no serious intentions, it is better to avoid dating so as not to raise false expectations. Be clear about your limits and expectations. Talk to her. This will help avoid misunderstandings and false hopes. If you decide to end the relationship, do so in a mature and respectful manner. Explain your reasons honestly and avoid hurting her unnecessarily. This is not Stoic and will definitely hurt you in the future. Remember again the law of karma. Don't lie to her. Among the virtues that the Stoics most praise is honesty, considered a fundamental pillar for building solid and lasting relationships. For the Stoics, lying is an action that directly attacks trust, an essential element in any interpersonal relationship. Lying involves deceiving and betraying the trust placed in us, eroding the foundations of a relationship and making it difficult to establish genuine and transparent communication. Among the virtues that the Stoics most praise is sincerity, considered a fundamental pillar for living in harmony with nature and reason. For the Stoics, sincerity is not limited to telling the truth in comfortable or pleasant situations. It means being honest, even when it means facing discomfort, conflict, or disapproval. This attitude reflects a deep commitment to authenticity and the search for truth, regardless of the difficulties it may present. Sincerity, even in difficult situations, builds trust and mutual respect in relationships. By being honest with her, you strengthen the ties between you. If you have ever been lied to, then you know how much it hurts. If you were cheated on by your loved ones, you probably don't want to do it to someone else or experiment with it again. Avoid lying at all costs. Innocent lies are also useless and can cause incredible damage to people and relationships. Be honest, even if honesty hurts you. After all, being Stoic will help you endure a certain level of pain. Don't force her to do what you want. Stoicism celebrates individual freedom and autonomy in a relationship. You both should have the space to pursue personal interests. Forcing her to conform to your wishes undermines the Stoic principles of equality and mutual respect. Within the framework of Stoic philosophy, human relationships are based on mutual respect, understanding, and the pursuit of the common good. Within these fundamental principles lies the importance of respecting the individual freedom and autonomy of each person, even within a relationship. Forcing the other person to do what you want goes against Stoic values, since it limits their freedom and autonomy, preventing them from pursuing their own interests, dreams, and aspirations. A healthy and lasting relationship must be based on respect for the individuality of each of its members. By allowing each person to explore their interests and develop their own potential. Individual growth is promoted within the relationship. This enriches both members and strengthens the bond that unites them. When individual freedom is repressed, feelings of resentment, frustration, and dissatisfaction arise. This can damage the relationship and lead to long-term conflict. Respect for individual freedom demonstrates trust in the couple and their abilities to make their own decisions. This strengthens the bond of trust and security between both. A relationship where each person has the freedom to be themselves and express their individuality is more diverse, richer, and stimulating. By pursuing their own interests and dreams, each person increases their own well-being and happiness. This, in turn, contributes to the couple's overall happiness. Don't force her to forget her pre-relationship hobbies and habits just because the two of you are now together. Both of you should continue to enjoy them together or separately. Talk about it and in this way eliminate the frustration of not being able to do what you love. If you don't love her anymore, don't stay with her. The Stoics recognize the impermanence of things. Holding on to a loveless relationship contradicts the Stoic wisdom of accepting change. Everything changes, transforms, and at some point comes to an end. This deep understanding of reality invites us to live wisely, accepting changes and letting go of what no longer brings us value or happiness. In the area of love, this philosophy reminds us that relationships are also subject to impermanence. Love, like any other feeling, can evolve, transform, or even become extinct. Clinging to a relationship that is no longer based on true love only leads to pain, frustration, and emotional stagnation. If the bond has withered, a Stoic would advocate honest communication and, if necessary, parting amicably. Stoic philosophy promotes self-care and respect for others. Maintaining a relationship without love implies a lack of respect for oneself and the other person, denying them the opportunity to find happiness elsewhere. Clinging to an illusion or a past that no longer exists only generates suffering. The Stoics invite us to accept reality, even when it is painful, and to focus our energy on building a more positive future. The worst thing you can do to a woman and to yourself is to stay trapped in a relationship that no longer works, in which you feel uncomfortable. Swallow your pride and let her go. On the path of life, we encounter complex situations that test our emotional strength and our convictions. One of them is the moment when a relationship, which was once full of love and happiness, no longer flows in the same way. In this scenario, Stoic philosophy offers us valuable guidance to act with wisdom, compassion, and respect. If you are no longer happy, don't let your ego stop you from doing the right thing. Release her if her love no longer belongs to you. Letting it go is a sign of maturity, courage, and respect for your own feelings and those of the other person. It means recognizing that the natural cycle of the relationship has come to an end and that both need to follow their own paths to find happiness and well-being. The Stoics, renowned for their pursuit of virtue and rational living, emphasize the importance of honesty as a fundamental principle in human relationships, regardless of gender. This honesty involves recognizing when a relationship has come to an end, even if this means facing the pain and uncertainty of change. If there is no longer happiness, mutual respect, or a shared vision of the future, clinging to a relationship out of fear or selfishness will only prolong the suffering of both parties. It is important to remember that love is not always enough to sustain a relationship. You will feel pain and sadness when ending the relationship, even if you know it is best for both of you. It is natural. However, the Stoics remind us that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. We can choose how we deal with the situation, focusing on the positive aspects of life and the opportunities that open up before us. Incorporating Stoic principles into your relationships means embracing virtue, keeping communication open, and respecting your partner's autonomy. Allow Stoicism to guide you in navigating relationships, understanding compassion, and building lasting connections. Stoic love is not about denying emotions or repressing feelings. It is about cultivating a mature and conscious relationship based on respect, understanding, and mutual responsibility. By applying Stoic principles in our relationships, we can build a stronger, more lasting and resilient bond in the face of adversity. In the context of our relationships, it is essential to take time to evaluate how we treat women. This reflection from a Stoic perspective invites us to examine our actions and motivations, questioning whether they align with the principles of respect, equity, and justice that this philosophy defends. Has it been eye-opening for you? What do you think of our topic today? I would like to read you in the comments. Leave us your opinion. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the complex world of relationships. If you liked this video, give us a like. I invite you to subscribe to the channel so that you stay informed of each content and accompany me on the eternal path of Stoic wisdom, growing and learning together.